Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Pakuka. I'm the president and co-founder of Save Porter Ranch, and one of the many tens of thousands of people damaged by SoCalGas's blowout in October 2015. And we're here in front of Javier Becerra's Attorney General's office here downtown LA. And we're not asking much of the Attorney General or of anyone in the state or in the courts. We're not asking for anything special or anything unusual. We're just asking that they obey the law, especially since it's Becerra's job and Jackie Lacey's job and the Courts of Appeals' job to obey the law and enforce the laws. We demand that the California Court of Appeals hears the appeal regarding the criminal restitution matter, and they right the travesty that has been perpetrated on the victims of the gas blowout. If the previous court's ruling stands, California crime victims, and that's all California crime victims, will have a much harder time getting restitution from their criminal perpetrators in the future. Again, that's all crime victims, because this will be enshrined in court precedent. District Attorney Jackie Lacey, why do the victims of the SoCalGas crime have to fight with our own district attorney as well as the criminal? It's clear to us that you have switched sides and are now working for the criminal instead of the victims who you're paid to work for. AG Becerra, you are complicitly silent on this matter. Tens of thousands of your constituents are having their California constitutional rights jeopardized by Jackie Lacey and by the previous court decision. You, Becerra, have helped broker the settlement with SoCalGas that gets the state paid, and then you said, in effect, that we, the victims, need to go fend for ourselves in civil court. That's not your job. Your job is to defend the California Constitution and the laws of the state of California and crime victims of California, not to tell us to go fend for ourselves in civil court. Your job is to make sure our constitutional rights are upheld. You need to see that the California Court of Appeals hears this case for all California crime victims all the way into the future. Gavin Newsom, do we need to drag this into your term as governor? We will if we have to. What's it going to take for our elected officials to give justice to the victims of the biggest environmental disaster the country has ever seen? What the heck is it going to take? Because so far, we've got nothing. As it stands, not only are you denying our rights, but you are jeopardizing the rights of all future California crime victims. Thank you. Patty.
Okay, so what is Marcy's Law? Marcy Lee Nicholas was killed by her ex-boyfriend in 1983. Just a week after the killing, her mother walked into a grocery store and was confronted by the accused murderer. She had no idea that he had been released on bail and that authorities weren't under any obligation to notify the family members. So that set the desire of her family to fight for a law that will provide some relief to crime victims and their families. The California Victims Bill of Rights Act of 2008 was enacted by voters and became an amendment to the state constitution. Victims now have the right to be heard at every stage of the legal criminal proceedings, which means before the judge can make a sentencing offer in the case. Since then, several other states have followed passing similar laws. And here's a card that is given to every crime victim, except us. But it does talk about what your rights are under this bill, including restitution. It says that all persons who suffer losses as a result of criminal activity shall have the right to seek and secure restitution from the persons convicted of the crimes causing the losses they suffer. So we suffered losses in various different ways. SoCal Gas had to settle in a criminal case. So where's our restitution? What is being done for our community? And now Jane will discuss more about that particular case.
In February of 2016, LA County filed criminal charges against Southern California Gas Company for failing to immediately report that there was a problem at its Aliso Canyon facility to the proper state authorities, for misdemeanor counts for failing to report the release of hazardous materials and discharging air contaminants. The state also joined the suit. In September 2016, the county and SoCal Gas settled for $4 million. DA Jackie Lacey says the agreement will ensure that the gas company will be held accountable for its criminal actions. And we know how much of a deterrent that turned out to be. The protection put in place by this agreement to create a safer facility, we residents disagree. We do not feel safer. SoCal Gas pled no contest and paid fines and a penalty assessment, but none of that money came to the community that were actually harmed. The gas company was ordered to install and maintain an infrastructure methane monitoring system, but we know that often these readings are at zero, and since December we have proof that these monitors are often set to private so that residents cannot see if there's above normal levels of methane being emitted. They were also required to adopt new reporting policies for actual and threatened releases, yet SoCal Gas has continued to fail to immediately report spills and releases. December 1st and 18th of last year were examples of this.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Unfortunately, the mainstream media doesn't think that California crime victims from here to the future being completely trampled on is a big enough issue. We're going to push this ourselves anyways, because it is a big issue. So to the rest of California watching, please go to the Save Porter Ranch Facebook page. There's all the information you need on how to contact Becerra, how to contact Jackie Lacey, although we think she's a lost cause and she should be in the next election. And we also have contact information for Gavin Newsom. We also ask you to share this video and share our Facebook information, tweet it to the press, tweet it to the elected officials, because you watching this, if you weren't affected by the gas blowout, you will be affected by this court decision sometime in the future. Thank you.